liking it right now because they moved everything like
Yeah. Heads up, we're live on YouTube as well. So
yeah, that's why I stopped.
yeah, we are live. This is gonna be interesting. What's up, Isaac? How you doing, man? Dude, are you in the jungle? Is Tarzan there with you? Tell that fool I said what's up. Noel's joining. Eddie, put your camera on. Hey, Noel. Oh, dude, that was pretty quick. Isaac, you went from the jungle to a kitchen. That was
Couldn't figure it out for a second.
that was pretty insane.
I was gonna go to space real quick too, but I decided not to.
Yeah, you know, my Surface Pro doesn't let me do a virtual background.
That's no fun.
I know, right? It's like I
put
can
it on,
do
my
it,
hair
but then
looks
I'm all
ridiculous in the
pixelated. It's so nuts. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll put some like cool paintings behind me.
I know. Put a green screen real quick.
Yeah, I thought about that. I'm not that guy. I'm just not that cool. You know,
You're not there yet.
no, I'm not. I'm not that creative.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining on, guys. You guys haven't met my right hand, Eddie Covarrubias. He's a loan officer. He's been under my internship program and graduated to a full-fledged loan officer here a few months ago. And he'll be working with a lot of you.
Sweet.
Hi, Eddie. I'm on my way to a doctor's appointment, so just bear with me and all my weirdness that I have going on.
For sure. So we got 2 Marcus Jacksons. Guys, I'm going to put these videos, they're going to go live on YouTube, so watch what you say. I don't know, I guess that's not our team though, right? We're like pretty open to just being...
Yeah, hey, we're adult, remember?
Yeah, we're adult.
ratings.
That's so cool.
That's funny, dude.
Dude,
Chris got a kick out of that shit.
I love Chris, man.
He's a fun motherfucker.
He just gauges your attention when speaking. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Let's listen to you. So we'll give it about 3 minutes before we get started. Since we're live on YouTube, for anybody that decides that they're gonna watch this, my name's Tony. I'm a mortgage branch manager for Bank Pacific Mortgage. Eddie Covarrubias, my right hand, loan officer, American Pacific Mortgage, one of my team members, and everyone to be joining us interns for Kim Steele and Associates, future aspiring realtors out of Temecula, Murrieta, San Diego, throughout all Southern California.
I don't know if anyone can. I can't because I'm driving, but you might want to put another little reminder and signal right now.
Isaac, you want to take that on?
Someone's listening to Frozen or something.
Yeah. Is that you, Noel? Are you driving to Frozen? That would be cool. Like you just turn into the Ice Queen? Is that the thing? Right? That's it? Got it.
That's me at all times. I'm always the Ice Queen.
Oh,
Can't you tell?
That's so cool. You know, that can be taken so many ways too. Like I've been watching Breaking Bad though, so it could oh man. Disney.
That's a whole different kind of Ice Queen.
Yeah. You gotta love Disney and their innuendos.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking you should be doing is in social gatherings.
Right? Because now what icing is like that Smirnoff Ice challenge.
Oh gosh.
Is that a thing? I'm so old, dude. I'm the oldest 30-year-old that you've ever met. It's so crazy. Well, we'll let Isaac get back from the restroom and I'll just go ahead and get started. No, go do your thing, man. Go do your thing.
You're good.
Cool, guys. Today's I was hoping to get more of the interns on because really what I just want to do is more of a Q&A for you guys. It's the first training of the year. So just want to know what Cheyenne sent me a list of things that you guys want to review, but just want to open it up to you guys and One, introduce Eddie, who's going to be a resource for you guys going forward as well. And I think he's going to be able to help develop alongside all of you. So I'll open it up as far as what are some of the things that you're facing on the phone, some questions you may have for us. What are the things we can, what is the information we can give you to empower you?
I think the biggest thing I hit on the phone too, just to start, it's usually very, very basic things that people want questions about. Even then, I like, dude, how do I get pre-qualified? And I would like to give them a step-by-step. Like, okay, dude, here you go. I'm gonna give you this guy's number, and then blah 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 blah. I mean, I'm still in the baby stages of learning, even just getting list appointments and whatnot. But I want to make sure I could explain to someone when they ask, okay, here's your VA, whatever, your buying power. Explain to them what they need to know and make them feel comfortable sending them to you rather than just kind of sending them to you blind, you know?
Right. Yeah. So there's, I mean, you get that over experience as
Right.
you kind of run through some deals where you start to see, because right now, your biggest thing is, do I have bait on the hook? Right? Is that a fishing term?
That's there it is. That's it.
All right, cool. Yeah. I'm trying to be cool, guys. I'm sorry. So yeah, there's so really right now what you're looking for is just as this person's interested, right? That's really the extent of your conversations. As you start to develop, you're gonna know who's qualified, who's not, right? You start to look for key terms. You know, we're big in the veteran community, right?
Right.
Chris and I have been, Chris is a veteran, Kim's a veteran. A lot of the people who started with Kimsey and Associates, they're all veterans. And so we have a big drive in the veteran community. The reality is once you hear the word veteran, right, you're pretty close to having a live deal and a good client, right? I would put every veteran as if you're grading the type of lead that you have, I would right away position them as an A person.
Right.
Eddie and I, we're quickly becoming specialists in the VA lending realm. And so that's something that you want to look out for. If you got somebody who's a veteran, served, they were in the reserves for 6 years, the details and the nuances, you leave that for us. But you hear veteran, you're trying to close that person.
Right.
You're trying to get them over to us. Some of the things that you're always gonna get, right? How do I get pre-qualified? That's for us, right? Just let us figure it out. It takes us, really 3 to 5 minutes on the phone with them to know exactly, okay, are you going to be able to proceed, or are you somebody who's going to need some work, or are you just so far gone that, we got to put you in a funnel for 3-4 years?
Oh, damn. Okay.
When we're looking for a person, really, we're looking for 3 major things in the person's financial portfolio. We're going to be looking for credit, right? Do you have the history of making your payments on time? What is your credit score, right? The credit score is going to reflect whether or not they're responsible with the money that they borrow. We're looking for income. How much do you make and can you afford the monthly payment? And we're looking for assets. How much money do you have, right? And so I say CIA, credit, income, assets. And so, Eddie, I could see you trying to figure it out. You're like, what the heck is he doing?
I thought you were going to do the easy credit, income, assets, and then go one by one.
Yeah. So those are the things we're looking for. Now, credit is probably going to be the biggest deterrent that we find, but they don't have to have stellar, even moderate credit to qualify, right? I have down payment assistance programs that qualify individuals with a 620 FICO. The reality is, if you're under 620, you probably have a lot more financial hardships than just credit. And this is a generalized statement, so it shouldn't be taken as truth. It's taken as a opinion. But for the most part, if they're under 600, no, I'll get to you in a second. We've partnered with Dedicated Credit Repair, Tiffany Cross. She's local as well. We send them over to her, and she helps get them in line. Noel, you had a question, and you're on mute. You're on mute, Noel.
Okay. So I'm just gonna throw myself under the bus. My credit score is like 550 or something ridiculous, but I've never had a credit card. I signed up for, I think, Experian or something. So that's my credit score. And then you go down and my debt is like 550 too. Like I have I just thought I was being smart in not getting a credit card, but it's it's kind of fucked me. So I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of bad credit. I just don't have good credit to balance it out, I guess. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. So
So
what about people like me? Like what if I had like 30 grand in savings, and which I don't obviously, but you know what I mean? Like what about people like that?
yeah, so we put them in a funnel, right? So, right, well, I'm not a certified credit expert. I know a shit ton about it. And so
Right.
just by what you're telling me, and
And I'm
and
not
correct me
I'm
if I'm
not going to
wrong.
buy a house. I'm just saying like
Right.
people like that, what happens then?
Well, what we're going to look at is we're going to look at what's causing the credit to be in the mid 500s, right? Something had to happen where you got into the 500s, right? Because even if you had one credit card and you
Okay.
were just making monthly payments, your credit score wouldn't be that low, right?
Right.
If you have high utilization, meaning you have $1,000 credit limit and you're always at $1,000, that's as long as you're making your payments, it's still not going to drop it, which tells me that you did something where you either missed a payment, you
Well,
either took out.
I've never had a credit card.
What about an
That-
installment loan, like
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I've
furniture?
had car payments.
Yeah, and have you ever been late on something like that?
Oh yeah.
See, and so that
So
tells me,
that's
right,
what it is.
that's what it is, right? So it's not just revolving credit, it's not just credit cards, it's everything, right? We're looking,
Right.
credit is taken into account your installments, your cars, furniture, your jewelry, whatever that may be. That's called an installment loan. You buy something on credit and then you're paying for it. There's a tangible object versus credit. Hey, we're just going to lend you a lump sum, go do with it, and then we'll collect it back.
Right.
So something happens that's driving your credit score that low. And so with somebody in your situation, we'd want to still get them to a credit repair personnel. Or if I look at their credit report and I can create a strategy for them, say, hey, tell your husband or wife to get you as an authorized user on a high balance credit card with low utilization, or go take out another credit card and start making payments so you start getting positive history, kind of
Yeah.
coach them through the process.
Okay.
The
So you still would
reality
do like a credit repair situation.
yeah, because what I've found, and it's taken me years to figure out, because I used to try to just do it myself. I used to just try to coach people through it, but no one ever did it. And so now I
Right.
just refer it to a professional who
Send them
can
over.
do it for them. The
Yeah.
credit card is
I just got a secured card the other day, so hopefully that'll
yeah,
help.
you need to keep your credit limits low, make your payments on time, and you just can't miss payments.
Right.
That's the biggest thing that hurts people.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I can throw myself under the bus. Until I got into finance, until I got into the financial realm, I
Mhm.
had terrible credit. My credit was sub 500 too. Now it's in
Yeah.
the high sevens, but it was just I didn't know. I didn't know
Right.
that if you took
Well,
out a
yeah,
credit card, you had to
totally.
pay it back. And so, a lot of times, Isaac, you're 19, right?
Right.
Isaac can go to Walmart, Target, all these different department stores and take out credit cards. And most 19-year-olds aren't like Isaac, who are trying to become millionaires by the time they're 30.
Right.
And they're just going to take out a bunch of credit. They're not going to pay it. And then their credit is going to get, obliterated. And it's going to take them 5-6 years to recover because a part of it is they're not even going to know what to do. Once you have bad credit, it's hard to get it back up. The
Right.
best way is to just go to a professional.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Dedrick? Dedrick's a vet in the game.
Oh.
Dedrick, we're just doing somewhat of a Q&A. Just wanted to see what kind of challenges you guys are facing that we can address, some of the information that may be valuable as you're on the phones that we can help
Ooh.
kind of empower everybody.
Question for you, Tony.
What's up, Isaac?
I had a nurture who the girlfriend, they're not married, but the girlfriend had a job, stable job, good credit, keep track of her expenses. But the boyfriend was self-employed. And I was trying to like ask her how he kept track of his expenses and whatnot. I mean, he has a credit card, but that's really it. He does wholesaling. So how would I approach that? I mean, I was trying to get them to talk to you or Brandy, but they're still on the fence because that reason exactly right there, because he's self-employed. So technically, in scheme of things, he would be technically unemployed, right?
Does he wholesale ice?
I'm something. Shit.
Yeah, is he Walter White?
Well, I don't know. I have to meet the guy. Sounds like it.
Yeah. So you got to be careful with self-employed people. Anytime we get a self-employed individual, my very first thing is, do you file taxes? And then sometimes the answer is no, sometimes the answer is yes. If the answer is yes, they file taxes, then the next part of it is, how much do you pay in taxes every year? The reason I ask that is because that's going to tell me if they're claiming a profit or if they're running their business at a loss. If they're running their business at a loss, let's just say your guy says, yes, I filed taxes, but my accountant writes everything off. Well, right, we're looking at credit, we're looking at income, right? If his credit, no matter what, is going to impact the loan because he has no income. And so because he's not married to girlfriend, we don't have to include him. We can leave him out.
Right.
He can be on title of the house,
Right.
meaning the house can close under his name. He just can't be on the loan.
Got it.
Or it would be recommended for him not to be on the loan.
Perfect.
So we would just go off of girlfriend's financial portfolio.
Got it. Yeah. Sweet. Thank you.
Whew, that was a lot of talking. What else you guys got?
I'm gonna hop in this intern group chat because they had some questions too. I'm not sure why a lot of them aren't in here.
It's 9 a.m. on a Saturday.
Marcus is trying to join.
Yeah, he's on.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. At least it says he's on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a bunch of people were trying to say they're coming in here. I'm not sure where they're at. Because Cheyenne did have a bunch of questions.
Yeah. Yeah, Marcus is on. Marcus, you're pretty new to the team. What kind of questions do you have?
As of right now, Tony, I'm just trying to be a sponge and just soak up all the information so I can best distribute it out as I'm on the phone. So as of right now, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, I found this list for you. She wanted info on DPAs.
Okay.
And then there's quite a few. So we'll honestly just start there and we can go down the list if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah. So DPA, down payment assistance programs, those are programs, right? When we're looking at the three things, we're looking at credit, we're looking at income, we're looking at assets. The down payment assistance program is going to help cover the assets. So let's go in a live example. You got a borrower. They have a 700 FICO. They have a job. They work for some kind of software company, and they're making 60. Their wife's making 40. They're making 100 grand a year, but they've been hit with student loans. They're fresh out of college, and so they have $5,000 to $6,000 in the bank account, right? Typically, people are going to say, "Hey, you just got to save some money. You're the perfect borrower, but you need some more money to be able to facilitate a 3.5% or 3% down payment, right? On $500,000 at 3%, they're looking at 12,000, an additional 10 for closing costs. So their out-of-pocket expense, their commitment's 22,000. Millennials, right? Well, there's an interesting article by Forbes a few years ago that 60%, over half of America cannot come up with $500 in the case of an emergency, right? And so I think that's a little exaggerated, but hey, we're in SoCal, we're in a different marketplace. So let's talk about these, these potential people, right? They have about 5 G's in their bank account, 6 G's. What we're able to do is we're able to leverage government bond programs. So there's 2 programs that Eddie and I love to use. One is through Golden State Finance Authority, GSFA. That program actually has a gift aspect to it, where if they're buying a $500,000 home, right, they can get $25,000 for free, right? They don't have to pay it back. If they're nurses, teachers, first responders, they don't have to pay it back right away. It closes as a gift. Anybody else, as long as you hold the property for 3 years, you don't have to pay it back.
Nice.
The other program that we like is California Housing Finance Administration, CalHFA. The CalHFA program works as an additional loans. And so they'll let you borrow up to $10,000 for the down payment, and they'll let you borrow 3% for closing costs. So given the same example, they can get, somewhere around 25,000 to help offset their upfront expenses.
Sweet. And what was that second one called?
CalHFA, CALHFA. And we'll do a class specifically on down payment assistance probably next week. Cool.
And then she also jotted down loan process and the contingencies that come with it.
Okay. So the contingencies are a big thing, right? For you upcoming realtors. It's always a trip, right? Like people wear masks now. It's so crazy. Should I put one on?
I don't know where one of mine. Does someone have one on?
No, I've got a mask on.
Oh, she's leaving though, right?
Yeah, I don't know where she's going. She looks like she's shopping for something.
I think she said the doctor earlier, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, thanks. That's awesome for being on while going to the doctor. So, my bad. I have severe ADHD. What was your question?
Damn, no, I feel you. The loan process and then the following contingencies.
Yeah, so the contingencies, probably not what you want out of your loan officer, huh? Just like veers off.
I get it.
Over there.
Dude, you should have seen Chris the first time I met him, dude. He goes, bro, slow the fuck down, man. I can't even mile a minute, dude. He's like, I was like, oh, my bad. He goes, talk to Tony. He's giggling. He goes, talk like Tony. I was like, oh, bro, that's funny.
Yeah, it's insane, bro. There's just unique minds. Chris has a beautiful mind. So the loan process and contingency periods, two totally different things, right? For what she's referencing on the contingencies, right? I'm not a realtor, so none of this is to be taken as realtor advice.
Right.
There's parts of the contract when you're writing the RPA in which you're telling the seller that, peace out, Noel, that you're going to have certain things done on the loan side by an X date, right? So typically an RPA is going to allow for a 17-day appraisal contingency. So what that means is you're buying a house that's $500,000, right? Or you're representing a buyer that's getting a house for $500,000. You're letting the selling side know that the lender is going to assign a value to the property through an independent third-party inspector. An appraiser is going to go out and assign a value of $500,000. The appraisal is going to do two things. They're going to make sure the home is safe and habitable, but their biggest job is what's this property worth. So the property is worth $500,000. You get an appraisal for $500,000. You're all set. You're all good. You can waive contingency, right? I'll never recommend to waive or not to waive a contingency. That's illegal for me to do, right? So that's something that you have to just understand, right? And every time you release a contingency, you're starting to put your buyer's EMD at risk, right? Their earnest money deposit. The second contingency that you're going to run into on the RPA is 21 days. And that means that your buyer has 21 days to solidify financing. Both those contingencies are in place to protect the earnest money deposit, right? Back to the $500,000. Typically, your EMD is 1%. So you're trying to protect that $5,000. If anything were to happen in the loan process between day 1 and day 21, when your financing contingency's up, then, let's just say they didn't tell us that Eddie and I had a loan of, they took out a government loan. They were using that money to buy a house, right? We found out about it. They had denied it, but as we did more digging, we found out. So it was just, it actually saved the loan, but we always recommended, hey, don't release financing contingency, because the moment you do, this loan might not go forward and they may lose their EMD.
Okay, got it. So that EMD is at risk, or you want to protect it at the end of the day.
You want to protect it, yeah. Once you waive all contingencies, right, and the buyer decides to bail out, something happens, their EMDs, can be taken by the seller. They have the right to do it.
Got it.
And again, I'm not a real estate attorney nor a realtor, and so none of this should be taken as realtor nor real estate advice.
Got it. And they had quite a few more. Loan process, the qualifications for DPA programs.
Qualifications for DPA programs, right? Back to credit income assets.
Right.
We're looking at a 620 to 660 FICO, depending on the type of program you want to get. Right. And then it's about income, right? Can you make the mortgage payments? And the big thing is you got to come in with something. I can usually work with about anything above 5 Gs I can try to structure.
Right.
right? We'll go into depth. Maybe Eddie can help teach a class on DPA programs on our next one.
Cool. All right, next one on this list. Info on APM and specifics what we could use for clients.
Yeah, so APM, we're a mortgage bank, right? And we'll kind of end on this topic because I don't want to go too long. What APM is we're a mortgage company. So when you think of lenders, there's really three different types of lenders. There's the big banks, right? Chase, Wells Fargo, credit unions. Those guys have a specific type of client that they like. They're very cookie cutter, right? Does the square peg fit in the square hole, right? If it does, then they're likely to do it. An example could be like a Amazon W-2 software engineer, good money in the bank, conventional or high jumbo loans. They're typically the people to do it. Of course, we can do it. We compete with them. Our rates are very similar, very competitive. In some cases, can be quite a bit better. But the way I compare them is like Starbucks. No matter what, they're always going to have clientele, right? The other part of it are the brokers. The brokers they have a little bit more flexibility to choose what lender they want to use, but they're kind of on their own, right? It's them versus the client versus the realtors versus even their lender, right? So they are in the term of broker where they're independent. They don't work for a company. And so, I tried being a broker. I not to say anything negative about them. I freaking hated it. I didn't have control of my file. I didn't have control of my loan. It was just kind of me versus the lender all the time. Wow. Someone just rubbing their nipples. That's fantastic.
I'm dead. That was funny.
Yeah.
You're just coming in hot.
Yeah. That dude looked like he has his nipples.
You're on YouTube now, man. What's up? That's my girlfriend's dad right there.
Okay. Nice. So who are we? We're mortgage bankers. We're called direct lenders. We're essentially, this is all we do, right? We're a mortgage company. We underwrite, right? We have our own credit department that makes the decisions on loans, whether they approve them or not. And we're really proactive on approving loans. So we're specialists. Like, we're not going to take a car loan. We're not going to do anything outside of just a mortgage. The great thing about who we are is this is all we're going to do, right? And everybody in the company is tied to more loans getting done, including the people who do credit. And so everybody has one common goal, and that's to close more loans. And so with us, we have systems in place. We run things smooth. Brandy you can talk to Brandy Isaac. I know you have a relationship with her.
Yeah.
About comparing the broker world to the direct lending world. I've done all three. I started as a banker. I did not like it, right? It just wasn't the culture or the atmosphere that I wanted. I also don't wear suit and ties.
Yeah.
Cubby to be wearing suits just doesn't look good on me. I tried the broker realm. It wasn't for me. There's some really successful brokers like Brian Decker, Christian Dolan. There's Moises Arroyo. There's some really great guys in that realm. But for me, I like to have a silverback gorilla on my back where I know if I got a loan that I had a loan that's closing next week. I literally went to the senior VP of credit and wrote him a 2-page letter that says, this is why this loan needs to be approved. I'm closing on Wednesday. And that loan doesn't get done by anybody. That client will do a video testimonial next week after it closes and talk about how many people denied him. That's about who we are.
Got it.
Cool, man. Isaac, you're gonna be a killer, man. You'll be a millionaire by 30 if you stick with.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to shoot that before 30.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I wish I'm gonna be on a panel for UC San Diego here in next week. Holy shit! And I'm gonna be talking about one of the questions that they selected to ask me is, what would I tell my younger self? And I would have said, drop out of college and get into the real estate game.
There's that. I literally told my mom, I was like, dude, I'm not going to college anymore. I was like, I'm not doing that.
No, definitely go to college because of the networking part of it.
Right.
You always want to educate your mind, and knowledge is going to be the most powerful tool that you have.
Mm.
But I would have gotten into real estate while I was in college and ran both simultaneously.
Mm.
Because everybody I would have met, people in college, most of the people you meet there, they're all going to be homeowners. And if they know you as a realtor from when you're 19,
Right.
right, they're going to use you when they're 25 and purchasing. When they're like right now, all my friends that I went to university with, they're all
They're
calling
buying
me,
homes.
time to
Yeah.
buy a home. Like, give me some advice on this.
That's pipeline right there.
Yeah, man. You do you.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys.
Wrapping that up.
Cool. That's it, man. I want to keep these things to 30 minutes, right? No one wants to hear me talk. Also, I'm out of breath already, so I'm not good at this. Yeah.
For sure.
Chubby guy problems.
Right.
All right, man.
All right.
Keep killing
Well,
it.
thanks.
Marcus, welcome to the team. As always, Isaac, keep doing what you do. Eddie, stay on. We are out.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.